Remember this?
Which represents what President Obama and Vice President Biden and I have been saying. And that is, we want to reset our relationship.
In March 2009, then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton presented Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov with a reset button meant to symbolize a new beginning in Russia-U.S. relations. But in an unfortunate translation error, the word the U.S. used for reset was actually the Russian word for overload, which might be a better way to describe what has happened to ties between the two countries over the last 4 years. The last few months have seen round after round of new economic sanctions placed on Russia by the U.S. and Europe, designed to punish Russia for supporting rebels in eastern Ukraine. Now, the same Russian foreign secretary that pressed the so-called reset button with Secretary Clinton in 2009 is asking for a new attempt at resetting the relations between the two nations, which he says the U.S. destroyed. We are absolutely interested in bringing the ties to normal, but it was not us who destroyed them. Now they require what the American would probably call a reset, Lavrov said. But during that same round of interviews, he also blasted the U.S. for its foreign policy.
Вертикальное структурирование человечества под свои далеко не безобидные стандарты. Провозгласив победу в холодной войне.
During his speech at the UN General Assembly Saturday, Lavrov argued the West is rejecting the UN principle of equality among sovereign states and destabilizing the world with its fight against terrorism.
Military interference has become a norm, even despite the dismal outcome of all operations of force that the U.S. has carried out over recent years.
Secretary of State John Kerry met with Lavrov at the UN last week, but he has not commented on Lavrov's reset remarks yet. However, this is what he said when asked in March if the reset failed.
We've had difficulties with Russia with respect to certain issues, and even as we've managed to do the START treaty. They've cooperated on Afghanistan. They've cooperated on Iran.
Kerry and Lavrov discussed the importance of a Ukraine ceasefire agreement and the fight against ISIS during their meeting last week, but neither country has announced a change in strategy. For Newsyam, Zach Toombs.